Alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. I was the Eid.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, everything is good. Thank you.
Good.
So hope all are you well. So after a long time we'll meet again. Okay, so let me share my screen and then discuss about for today's topic. Okay, let me
MashaAllah.
share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, it is. Yes.
So for research-based training program, we try to cover all of topic. So basically to discuss about that another prediction, mainly LST prediction. Okay. Or land surface temperature, how to predict. We discussed about that using CA Markov model. Okay. So previous class I discussed about that how to make future prediction of land use land cover. Okay, future prediction of land use land cover we already discussed. So today discuss about that land surface temperature, how to uh, prediction, future prediction. Okay, so let's try to show you the all of it step by step. So predicting land surface temperature using hybrid cellular automata, artificial neural network, mainly CA and ANN methodology for urban climate research. Okay. So we try to use the UGS plugin, and further we try to apply the cellular automata artificial neural network to predict for future land use land cover prediction, mainly land surface temperature prediction. So the core engineering special proximity meets the neural complexity. So we already discussed this type of topic, mainly cellular automata, how it will be work, or artificial neural network, how it will work. So we already discussed this type of things, mainly theory part, how to work cellular automata or how to work artificial neural network. So in the artificial neural network, have the input layer, hidden layer, or output layer. Okay, and cellular automata, it's a capture the special neighborhood effect. Okay, cellular automata, it have the special neighborhood effect and allocate land cover transition. We can find out from the cellular automata. Cellular automata and artificial neural network. So both of model, it's called the hybrid cellular automata. It's a hybrid model. Okay, CA and ANN. These two type, these two different model. We just combine and apply. Okay, and then predict for future using this model. And the methodological fork, why pure CNN fails for temperature. So it also some limitation also have. Okay, suppose method hybrid LULC to LST. So in this time, when we are working with LST, not only LST we can predict, future predict, because LST is also correlated with land surface temperature. LST is also correlate with land use land cover. Okay, so LST is also correlate with land use land cover classification. So when you make the prediction of LST, suppose 2035, you also need to make the land use land cover prediction 2035. Okay, otherwise it's not possible. So first of all, you need to predict land use land cover classification 2035. Then I can use it. Then I can predict LST in 2035. Okay, so LST remains the continuous decimal value, and workflow CA generate the future land use land cover, and future land use land cover becomes the primary input for the artificial neural network regression. And high publication quality framework, in high impact remote sensing journal, we need this type of method. So hybrid land use land cover to LST. So first of all, when you predict LST, you need the prediction of land use land cover. Suppose you need the LST for 2030 or 2035. So first of all, you need to predict the land use land cover 2035. then you can predict LST in 2035. So I'll also show you the practically, then you can easily get the more better idea how it will work. So first of all, we need to predict land use land cover classification. Suppose I want to predict LST in 2035. So you need to predict, first of all, you need to predict land use land cover in 2035. Then you can also use the land use land cover 2035 and predict LST. You cannot use only LST for prediction without land use land cover prediction. Okay, so this is the one kind of condition. You must predict land use land cover first, then use the land use land cover and predict land surface temperature. If you check the strategy for that, first stage we already know about this type of concept. So first step, we need the historical baseline, mainly land 2000, 2010, 2020 LST. We simply generate. Okay, so first of all, when you predict the LST, you need, suppose 2000 LST, 2010, 2020. I just put the 10 years interval. Okay, LST, and also LST generation 2000, 2010, 2020, and also need the driving factor preparation. So different types of driving factor we need to prefer. Suppose distance to road, river, water distance, distance to river, population density. So lot of factor we need to add when you predict. So if first of all you need the historical baseline, suppose 10 years interval 2000, 2010 and 2020 for LST generation, and also driving factors. We can use the different types of driving factors. After that, we simply apply the CA, Cellular Automata, Artificial Neural Network Training using QS Mollusk plugin, and then we simply probabilities the land use land cover. We can simply apply. Okay. Then this is the second stage, and then if you want, this is another stage. So basically, it's called the thermal modeling. In the thermal model, you can easily apply the Python TensorFlow or regression or continuous LST prediction for 2030. It's also possible. And further, you simply identify hotspot detection or risk scenario for urbanite island or others. So if you have the LST, suppose I generate the LST, then I can easily make urbanite island, or I can easily make UTF-VI. So this type of prediction you can easily do. If you have the LST, future prediction of LST, then you can easily do using it, because urbanite island or urban thermal field variance index all are the connect with LST. So if you predict suppose 2035 of LST, then you can easily get all of data for urbanite island, or you can get it for the urban thermal field variance index. All of data you can easily generate using the LST, future prediction of LST. So then if you check the driving factors, so driving factors, we can add different types of driving factors. So here I include some driving factors. Suppose environmental indices we can add. So different types of environmental indices we can add as a driving factors. Suppose NDVI, vegetation, build up, NDBI we can also add. Further, we can also use the different types of topographic. Suppose dam, then slope, then aspect we can also add. And also proximity to accessibility, proximity to distance, distance proximity, distance to river, distance to road, distance to urban areas. So all are the 30-meter resolution requirement. We can also use 30-meter scale. So distance to river, distance to road, distance to urban areas, everything. And also we can also add some socio-economic drivers. Suppose population density is one kind of socio-economic drivers we can also add as a driving factors. Then we can also add the nighttime lights data as a socio-economic driving factors we can also add. And all rasters must share the CRS pixels and extent. Okay, must same. Okay, suppose all TIFF file, all GeoTIFF file or raster file must keep the same pixel size, same CRS, same extent. Everything will be keep same. Otherwise, it creates some problem because geometry is not mesh. We can also say after some the practically. So previous class I already show you that how to fix this type of problem. When you face any problem, geometry are not mesh, then we can easily keep all of same scale, same CRS, same pixel size, same extent, all of those we can easily do. So it must need all raster must same extension, same CRS, same pixel size you need. After that, training the Mollusk neural network. So in the Mollusk neural network, basically we need to input. So we need to input the reference map, land use land cover. We simply input the reference map. Then recommend parameter dashboard. So we can easily add the learning rate, momentum, hidden layers, neuron, then hidden neurons, then epoch. Okay, then validation sample. We simply input all of those. Okay, in the Molas neural network, and then we can simply predict or providing the model defensible. We'll say apply in here. So it's provide the kappa accuracy or also all of those units we get. Suppose you can see simply train 2000 to 2010 and predict suppose 2020. First time we predict for 2020 and I already have the ground truth data to 2020. Okay, then this 2000 prediction and my ground truth data which I already have. Okay, so first of all 2000 to 2010 I just use this two data, two historical data, suppose LST data I simply use, and then I predict suppose 2020 and I already have the 2020 LST data. So then I simply just check the accuracy. Okay, so prediction accuracy and also check that your check your actual data. Suppose Lancet 2000, Lancet 2010. Just I use it and predict 2020, and I already have the LST data for 2020. Then I can simply check the accuracy between two map. Okay, and create the cup accuracy or others. And further, I simply use it and then simulate it for the future 2030, 2040, 2050. Just I simulated using this model. And finally, we bridging the gap from the simulation to temperature. So we simply apply the different types of factor, basically driving factors. We also apply. Suppose future LST, if you check, future LST is the function of future NDVI, DEM, future LULC. Okay. So you can easily get this type of things, future LST. And further, simply urban heat scenario or output we can easily create. Okay. So urban heat island or also other map, rapid urbanization or also green development. We can easily get this type of things and also create the urban heat island hotspot analysis. We can also do. And finally, geospatial software. Okay, so this is the workflow about that. It's showing all of those. So Google Earth Engine we can also use to create our data or parameter or LST we can easily generate from the Google Earth Engine. Landsat 5.8 we can also use ArcGIS Pro, QGIS Pro we can also use for this type of geotip file we just process. And after that we simply apply the QGIS plugin for CM Markov model and then just make the simulation. Okay, so this is the one part. But if you want you can also use the some Python library to apply the artificial neural networks using the Python. Suppose TensorFlow, Crash, Scikit-learn, NumPy, Rastro, GRL. So this type of library can also apply, and we can simply use the code, and then we just predict. But now this is the QGIS Molas plugin. Don't need to put the code. We simply use the plugin and then predict. Okay, but it also possible. You can also use it for artificial neural network using Python, and then we also predict for future. So let's go practically. I will show you that all of those. Then you can get the more better idea. So first of all, you simply go to the QGIS. And then click on the plugins. Manage and install plugin. Just click. So here I simply install a plugin. Suppose I want to install the Molas.